This past week, I've had a couple of clients ask me if they should be doing Roth IRA conversions, and also what are they and what do they entail. So it got me to thinking about this may be a good opportunity for a teachable moment, so I'm back in the classroom. So a Roth IRA conversion, in simple terms, if you have money in a traditional IRA, it's never been taxed, growing tax deferred, you move it into a Roth. Now it's still growing tax deferred, but when you take it out, all of the contributions and earnings on top of those are all tax free. Now there are some rules involved as far as your Roth having to be 5 years old. You have to be 59 and a half or older to draw it out for all those tax advantages. But let's just look at some concepts and some strategies and why it may or may not be a benefit. First of all, you really need to pay the tax on that money if you were to convert it from a traditional to a Roth with outside money, so that you can let the entire amount that's moving over now continue to grow tax deferred and be tax free. Also, if you were to actually look at it, and if you were in the same tax bracket before and after, and if the earnings were exactly the same, the actual results as far as taxes paid, it may end up being a wash. But if your tax brackets, let's say, are higher, and given the fact that right now we know what our tax brackets are, if Congress does nothing, at the end of 2025, the current rates will sunset and will revert back to the rates we had before that, which are a little bit higher. It's unlikely tax rates are going to be going down, but we don't know for sure. So that's not a certain thing. What is certain, though, I'll give you an example. One of my clients, she wants to leave some of this money to her beneficiaries. So her nieces and nephews, if they do receive this or inherit it, she would prefer that they don't get hit with a tax burden. So she's willing to pay that tax upfront, convert it to a Roth, so that if they were to inherit it, they're getting that inheritance tax free. Another strategy that I think not everybody really is aware of is how this relates to Social Security. So for those of you that don't know, if you're retired and drawing Social Security, depending on, there's a formula to determine your modified adjusted gross income, but you could be paying no tax, you could be paying tax on 50% of your Social Security, you could be paying tax on up to 85% of your Social Security income on top of your IRA withdrawals. So obviously, if you had more money that you in a pool that you could draw from that wasn't reportable as income for that year, it may allow you to stay under one of those brackets for how much Social Security is taxable. So there's a relationship between IRAs, Roth IRAs, and Social Security. If I haven't confused you entirely, good for you. If I've confused you or at least created some questions in your mind, then I would suggest that you reach out to someone who does this daily and can be a real benefit for you in creating the right strategy.